Hey, it's Oscar from the Front Runner Colombo.
And Tom from the Front Runner Colombo.
And Mac from Floor 12.
And you are listening to the Run Spesh podcast, our weekly podcast where we talk about running, running shoes. I paused for effect.
And what did you guys talk about last week?
Well, I don't, there's comedic value in bringing back jokes, but I don't think we need to rub that in again, because I'm still scared that when I drive down Rocking Horse Road that I might end up with someone following me in a car, chasing me in a car from the things that I've said. So the Runs podcast, which is now officially weekly.
Week 2.
Because we've done it twice.
This is the second, if it makes it out in time.
Well, no, it's going to, because I'll edit this probably as I've got a 4-week-old baby hanging over my back shoulder. So if the editing quality of last week wasn't pristine, just know that I did that standing at the kitchen bench.
And this one's going to be edited tomorrow at 2 a.m. when he won't go to sleep.
Yeah, I do my best work at 2 a.m.
I think most people do.
Cortisol level through the roof maybe at that time of day.
Or just quiet.
True.
So anyway, that's what we do. We talk about running and running stuff, and emphasis on the stuff. As Macca said, stuff. So let's start about our running stuff. Tommy, how's your week been?
It's been actually pretty solid. Last hard week before we crack into a wee half Ironman.
Are you scared?
No, I wouldn't say scared, but definitely it's out of the comfort zone. I've never done a half marathon, and I'm going to bike 90k before. We'll see how that goes, but no, I'm excited. I'm actually really excited. Something different, new challenge.
I think, Tommy, you're one of those guys that just gets fit, and then you just cruise in. Nothing's going on. When we ran that Governor's Bay to Littleton 3 or 4 years ago, and so Governor's Bay to Littleton's a 10k road race that goes from Governor's Bay to Littleton, which is over the Port Hills from Christchurch. Nothing's doing. Tommy's like, I think I'm fit.
Yeah,
I think I'm fit.
2 workouts, I think, and me and Saxon may or may not have been on maybe a 2 or 3 week bender, but
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah. You guys had.
We hadn't even really been
Snapchat had been blowing up
on the Wednesday night, and the race is on a Saturday morning.
The moral of the story here is our advice to anyone who's asked us about racing is drink.
Is that what I've been doing wrong the whole time?
Yeah, probably. Honestly, just keep it as chill as possible, and everything will go well. But yeah, I never really. No, I think you're right though. I don't really have any. I don't know, workouts that kind of indicate that I'd be fit. I just do them, and then if I get through them, then I get through them. And that's always my goal, is just to get through a workout, really. And
I love that.
Don't really get too invested in it.
I don't know if I love that, because I got to grind so hard. So anyway, it comes to the runs. I think did you run 30:10?
Yeah, 30:10. Yeah.
And that race is 200 and something meters of vert in it. And we're like.
Yeah.
It came from nowhere.
For road relays, wasn't it? Selection. Yes. And I remember Motley saying, you're number 8 right now, or something like that.
It's a Motley thing to
before say. Before the race, you've got to put in a good effort, and same deal for Saxon. And yeah, turned out all right.
Oh, you guys came past me because I tried to go out with Haydo.
Yeah, that's right.
I got humbled.
Hayden, what do you get? Course record? 28:50 something?
Yeah, I did not. I did not.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to do a half Ironman next weekend. Mm-hmm. We'll probably talk about more about that next week. Yeah. Before you go, Macca, what's happening for you?
I'm running Dunedin half on Sunday.
Whoa.
So yeah, this week's been I don't know. I don't like the taper weeks, even though I don't run I don't run anywhere near as much as you guys do. But I think I've done 30k this week or something. And it's I think the mental benefits that you get from running. You lose all of that during a taper week.
Yep. You have so much time to think.
Yeah, way too much time to think.
Get bored.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing on Sunday. So we fly down tomorrow about midday, and
you're flying to Dunedin.
Yeah.
Bro, that's bougie.
Yeah. Well, otherwise I'd have to make. So otherwise Sam would have to drive.
That's like a 45-minute Uber to the city. You must be flying into Temuka.
Yeah.
Literally.
Who thought that up? We're gonna get him on. Or her on. Who thought of putting the Dunedin airport
It's ages away. Eh?
Oh, it's miles.
Yeah, we haven't figured out how we're going to get from the airport to the middle of town.
Our friend Uber.
Yeah.
Uber.
Most likely.
Do they have Uber that far down? For people that are listening that don't know about New Zealand, Dunedin's like the tramp stamp of New Zealand before you get to the arsehole. Like if Invercargill's the arsehole,
More than Invercargill, man.
then Dunedin's the tramp stamp. What does that make us, like the belly button?
Yeah, roughly.
I don't know how I went from posterior to anterior, but anyway, like that's cool.
It's a 72-hour city. That's what I always say.
Dunedin.
Yeah. I can't spend more than 3 days there.
Oh, I thought you meant you could binge.
No. I could, like 3 days. Well, I suppose it just depends on what you're doing in Dunedin, but 3 days.
I don't think I've spent
with
longer than
mates.
3 days in Dunedin either.
No. To be fair. So anyway, let's talk about the race because we can trim back too much on Dunedin because the Chignall's from Dunedin. He's a legend.
Yeah.
Freaky 10K from him a few years ago. Anyway, let's not go there. So you're going to run a half marathon.
Yep.
How you feeling?
Yeah, good. I think so. Yeah, I've been working with Andy now for probably almost a year.
Oh, you ran a 5K PB last week too?
Yep.
Bro,
Yeah,
let's celebrate
on
that.
Saturday.
We need a sound effect on the thing.
Yeah.
There you go. Just cut that and then use it. Put it onto one of these buttons. Yes. Yeah.
Handguns.
When we went into the block, I was like, I really want to run a 5K PB because I haven't run the last time I tried to run a 5K was after Christchurch last year.
Oh, yeah, it's tough.
So I did it 2 weeks after that and just
Yeah.
So anyway, this block's been really good. I've been working with Andy for like almost a year now.
Cool.
And I think I'm the fittest I've ever been by far. We're running like pretty similar volume to what I ran for the Christchurch Marathon, but obviously at like way faster paces.
Cool. Which is what you'd hope for, right? Some consistency and then...
Yeah, and I mean it makes sense, right? Because we're obviously trying to run faster than I did for the marathon. So
Yep.
yeah, real happy at that sort of 4:10 pace.
Cool.
Which is sort of like goal race pace for Sunday. So
So you're going to shoot for like 85 to 90 minutes?
yeah.
Is that kind of what you think?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. The main goal is to go under 90, but I think I'm probably closer to 127
Okay.
high, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the weather... Do we talk about the
I've
weather?
heard the weather looks average.
The weather looks shit. The weather looks shit. Rain all day.
I don't mind rain.
If
Rain's
it's just
fine,
raining,
it's the wind.
it's all good.
The
It's
wind is the
that's-
thing.
Yeah.
The wind is the thing where you're like, I don't want to fight this anymore. Do you know something? Have you ever been in a race where all I want to do is lie on the side of the road?
Well,
like, just get me out of here.
yeah, I can't do windy races. It's just
That'll
demoralising.
be turbo next week.
Yeah.
during the half.
We need to get one of those fly
Better
swap
not be
things.
wind, because this bike course is literally like out and back.
Imagine looking down and seeing like 300 something watts and like 28
Go,
an hour.
go, yeah.
We're praying for nice weather.
And then
For
realizing,
Mac and myself.
And then realise that he still has
Go
to run
about
a
half
half marathon.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
so that's cool though, because you had a really good run in Christchurch
Yeah.
for the marathon.
Yeah.
And then, so you, obviously that's a PB. And then you can run a 5K PB. And then you're looking at, and like, I guess it's so hard because you're, like when you're racing, there's so many environmental factors, as the three of us know, that you just can't control.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just the way it is. But I think to run PBs, if you get the opportunity to run 5K from the 5K PB to the marathon PB in the same 6 months, like that's pretty legit.
It'll be 5, 10, half full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
you know,
unreal.
I'm pretty, I guess for people.
Collecting infinity stones at this point,
Yeah.
mate.
But I guess for people listening,
Like
like, I'm
Thanos.
pretty fresh to running, right? Like, I think I'm in like my third year.
Yeah, but I think by then, a lot of people that have tried to start have stopped.
Yeah.
So for you, like, that's the cool part is you're like, okay, year one was kind of like iffy, you know, this is fun, whatever.
Getting used to it.
Getting
this-
used
all
to
this
it,
is shit.
it's all exciting. Oh, this is what 5:30 a.m. feels like. I didn't even know I had a muscle there. Like,
Where am I sore?
where's my testosterone gone?
Yeah.
And then that golden grace period wears off, and then people get to the middle of year two, and they're like, I'll take up axe throwing.
So I ran my first half marathon at the end of 2020, and I was like, that's. And then so I went and ran Hawke's Bay Marathon in May of 2021.
Yeah.
And then I didn't run for 3 months afterwards because it was such a terrible experience.
True.
Because I didn't know what I was doing training wise.
Yeah.
So my training was terrible. My longest run was like 26K.
Okay.
And I just had the actual day itself was so bad.
Mm.
And I was like, this isn't fun. So then I just went into like hibernation mode, and it wasn't until Cindy put us back into lockdown that I was like, oh, I should probably do that again.
Do you think she likes the nickname?
Cindy.
Yeah. do you think she?
I don't
Do you
think,
think
I'm
like
not sure she cares.
cinders? Cindy.
It's a
Okay, let's
DJ
stop
name.
there. We're not getting into politics. That's one thing I promised I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Talk about
Running.
politics. We're talking about running. I mean, that's cool. So then and now you're back, and now you've ticked off like 4. And to be fair, yes, you're right. The rule of diminishing gains suggests that over time you're like me and take 12 years to run a 5K PB, which by the way was an epic evening. And I still have a visual of Turbo in lane 3. Which I
This is
don't night of fires, which I don't know is legal. And like every 5K race I've ever, because 5K I think is the worst distance for me.
Yeah.
Like my sweet spot's like a half or like a 10 miler. So 5K just hurts. And I always run like between 3 and 4K. Mate, I could be in the Bermuda fucking Triangle. I'm like, I don't even know where I am, or I lose. I'm not even concentrating anymore. And then all of a sudden, there's 2 laps to go, and you're like, "Fucking do something, mate. We're not having a sandwich." And so anyway, it must be about 600 to go. I mean, it's more than that. It was like 1,200 to go.
Or maybe a K.
Oh yeah, okay. It was just before the K mark, and I dropped off the back, and Tommy's just screaming, and he's quite vascular because he's been pacemaking. He's got veins everywhere. The race is there. The race is there. And I'm like, I know where the race is, Tom.
You've got to go.
I've been here for 11 minutes, mate. And then I don't know what happened, but I was like, well, if he's that excited that he's got veins coming out of his throat, I don't know why I remember this.
I just paced actually your race,
You had.
didn't I? And then I ran the 8 and then I paced.
Yeah, and then you
Avery
screwed
for
your
a bit.
Achilles for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Wearing those
Some
spikes, carbon spikes. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the point of this hatch story was it took me 12 years to run a 5K PB.
But I guess that being said, though, it's like a bit different when you're running. I ran 19:33 and you're running what, like 14 something?
For 14, 15, I think.
Yeah.
14. I don't know. But that's still a minute and 45 seconds slower than the world record. So let's just put that in perspective.
That in itself is crazy.
That's 700 meters. That's 13%.
Yeah. Those guys are crazy.
That was good maths, Oscar. Someone needs to pump me up for that.
Someone in the comments, can you boost Oscar's
Yeah,
math
just
ego,
boost my
please?
math ego. Okay. So tapering, I feel like tapering sucks actually. And if you like misspelt the word, it should just be tape, and the whole week should just be taping over the mistakes you made 9 weeks before that. Like,
Bandage up, pretty much.
you can quote me Training Peaks.
What does your taper look like for the
That's a good chat actually.
half Ironman? Is there one?
Not really.
Yeah, okay.
Non-existent. No, it's really sure. I mean, I've just been going off roughly what Hayden was doing, but doing it at my pace and taking an hour off his trainings and cutting it down. I had my first run workout actually Tuesday. Yeah, no, Wednesday. Yeah, foot felt right. So we'll give it a nudge. One workout into the race, and yeah, I'm not really tapering because we got relays the week after, and I just backed off the intensity. I'll still stay pretty high, I think, in volume,
Yeah.
like hours wise, but
You haven't really been running much, eh?
nah.
But that's the thing that like the running, you need to have a little rest because the
Yeah.
compression in the joints and stuff. Like
Yeah,
I feel like for cycling and swimming,
yeah.
you don't have that.
The swimming actually it's probably the one you need to stay on, or I've found that you need to stay on top of the most. If you swim 6 days a week, it feels so much better than swimming 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Just because
Or one time a week with hand paddles.
Yeah, feel of the water.
Was that you?
Yeah, that's me. Bro, your lats feel like they're Arnold Schwarzenegger's
Yeah.
for about 6 hours.
Yeah, so I mean, I will cut back the hours from from Wednesday, from yesterday, or 2 days ago, and just slowly bring it down. But I'll still probably do maybe 18 the week of,
Yeah.
16, 18. I've normally been up around 23, 24.
He's talking hours too.
Hours,
Took hours,
yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a whole day.
But it's,
Did you
It's not
Did you
competitive.
talk about the golf last week? And what you want to do there?
not really. The goal is to get a slot for World Champs. I put it out there.
That's a cool goal.
And it's great how Ironman does it. So it's based off the field size. So they have 40 slots for the whole event, and then each age category gets a slot. So everyone has one slot. But I'm in the 25 to 29 age group, I think, or 25 to 30. And if we have, say, 40 people in our age category and the 22 to 25 has 10, then they're going to give them one and us maybe 2 or 3.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's just based off field size, depending on how. And the other thing that's cool is if someone in front of you has already got a slot, it trickles down to the person who doesn't have one.
Yeah, cool.
I guess you'd assume 25 to 30 is probably going to be the most competitive age group, I would say.
Might have a few slots.
Yeah, hopefully there's a few slots, and then also hopefully there's a few guys that have already got slots as well that I could key off. But yeah, I mean, in saying that, I'm not taking any of that for granted. I'm got to go win the thing.
You're a dog.
Yeah,
Like,
win the
if you
thing.
win the thing, then it's all
Yeah.
black and white. Like, yeah, there's a slot for the winner.
Like it.
Yeah, just gonna go swim as hard as I can. Bike as hard. You have to bike hard, but not overcook it. I think is the good thing. Just get as much fuel as I possibly can down, and then just see how much chasing I have to do on the run.
It'd be a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Because when you race a half marathon, you go into like some sort of glycogen debt, lacked it at about 45 minutes. Like you're fit, like 45 to 50 minutes, and then you just suck it up for another 15 minutes to half an hour.
Yeah.
But if you're already
Well depleted.
like, if you already have created some fatigue and muscle stress, like at what point are you counting jelly beans to stay going? Like,
You got to stay on top of that
hydration, nutrition.
pushing on the bike.
Yeah.
Food.
I had a little test run last week just to try out the fueling side of things, and it went fairly well. I think with all the gut issues I've had, that
we don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm going to try limit the amount of fluid, keep the fluid on the lower side, but pack the carbs in that.
Yep.
So I'll just do 2 500 mils,
Yep.
and then use the rest carb as like chews and gels, and then some sodium tabs because it's probably going to be hot.
It'll be hot.
And I sweat a lot, so.
Don't do an Oscar.
Yeah, I'm going to be topping it up constantly. And that is the good thing about the bike. It's pretty easy to get down on the bike, I feel, because you're not running up and down. It's not sloshing around too much. So get the fluid in as early as I can, I think. Hopefully around like the 90-minute mark. Have all the bottles done, or both the bottles done. And then, on the run, just run with 2 gels. There's aid stations everywhere. Use the water as much as I can just to cool down, basically. But yeah, I mean, it's the bonus of working here. We talk about it all the time with customers, so I have a rough idea of what I need, but I've never actually put it into practice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unknowns.
Yeah, why not do it on race day?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing new on race day.
No,
Yeah.
really going in the deep end, but I'm excited.
But then you have to have the discipline
Yeah.
to execute the plan on race day as
yeah.
well. Because sometimes you go, I feel okay.
Yeah.
I won't take that one. I'll give myself a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Or the worst part is when you're on the absolute red line and you're like, I'll skip this one.
Yeah.
I can't
think
get
I'm
out of my
gonna-
pocket.
I think I'm definitely going to ride it down and stick it on my top tube.
Oh, yeah.
This at 15
That's a good shout.
minutes, this at half an hour.
That is
like
a good
this. And the good thing about having bottles is you can see like how many mils. So just like drink down to it. I'll probably put a vivid on the bottle and be like, you need that by then.
Yeah,
by
it's a
then.
good shout.
And just
Little-
force yourself to have it.
Little alerts on the watch. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart.
So
Uh,
yeah, that is a big thing though. We did talk about fueling last week, more about sweat, but fueling is definitely the fourth discipline in that longer stuff.
Baby
Sweat.
Athlete sweat.
Drip. So my running, which is really interesting with a newborn,
Yeah.
feel unreal.
Lack of sleep.
No, lack of sleep. Yeah. Or just learning to focus with something else to think about. I reckon that's probably more. Because I'm in the spare room because we've got a daughter as well. She still sometimes needs a hand in the night time, so we split the house up and go on there and there. But what did we call last Friday? Oh, last Saturday I ran a Gibbies from cup to cup.
Yeah,
Cup
that's
to cup.
ridiculous.
Hot. And we'd had an okay night's sleep, but the hay fevers kill me, eh?
Yeah.
Like today's the first day I feel normal. And some of those, sometimes this was a good example of not letting the first 20 minutes of your run dictate how you're going to feel at the end.
Yeah.
Because I was running up Dyers Pass Road thinking, this is not even that steep and I'm fucked. There's snot coming out of every orifice on my face. Like, my eyes are swollen. Like, everything's itchy. most things are itchy, not everything. And then I was like, I wonder how many toilets I can stop at so I can have breaks as I got
Not
down.
many on that
No, there's
run.
not. But actually, by the time I got down into Governor's Bay and then along to Allendale, I was moving okay. And because I'd had the little head cold and the hay fever thing, Matt, my coach, was like, do this thing to heart rate. So don't let your heart rate go over threshold up the hills. Run steady, but still in the low zone 2 kind of state for the flats. And then just concentrate on getting on 2 or 3 bottles of liquid and 4 or 5 gels. And just make that the priority rather than smacking yourself. And so I ran, it's like 36K all up. It took me 2 hours and 25, just under. I had 900 meters of vert. To be honest, it's one of my favorite runs. And I tempoed kind of steady back from the water trough on the Summit Road back towards the Kiwi and then cruised down the hill. But so that was like that. Sunday, I felt so old. I even texted Goody and I was like, fuck. Like,
You came to the shop, didn't you?
oh, only really briefly because
Yeah.
Andy had her prize giving, so I had to cram down 3 trays of sushi and a smoothie and then be at Clear Park by 15 minutes before I got here.
bleeding.
Yeah. Just the life of a dad. Monday, I think I felt worse than Sunday, and I was like, I'm finished. I'm retiring. Like, I can't even back up from a run. And then Tuesday, we did 8 by K. That was fun.
And then felt good.
And then I felt sweet. And then I ran. And actually, what I was going to say is I'm running up Gibbies. Have you ever played like Count the Dead Possums?
No, but there'd be a few on the road.
There's someone went down there playing 10-pin bowling,
Oh, really?
with a car and possums. Like,
Yeah.
But I was like, so for those people that haven't been up there before and not from Christchurch, Gibbies in the Bastard is a 5.6K climb. You climb roughly 480 meters. The first 1,300 meters you climb over 200. So it's fucking steep.
It's steep.
It's steep. It's about 1,300 meters long, and then you cross the road and then head up what we call the Bastard. 2K a little bit easier, not full incline. You can run that normal, and then the grind, the last 2K up there is just a grind. And there's possums, just every
Everywhere.
500 meters. And at one point I was like, I'm so tired and so hot, and there's sweat coming out of me. Like, maybe I could just lie down and pretend to be one of these possums.
The delusional thoughts of
Like,
running.
you're like, that looks like they're having a better time than me right now. So I finished that. But that's what I was thinking about. And yesterday, I ran 2 hours in the forest. Ran like 28K. And it was so hard because we'd had a shit sleep. And I had to drop my daughter at school. And it was like 9 o'clock and I was solo on my own. And I only had 2 gels. And I was like, have you ever been on those runs where you start rationing gels? And you're like, every 5 minutes, you're like, I'll wait 5 more minutes.
Have half.
I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll wait 5 more minutes.
Was
And-
one of those ones.
Yeah, it was one of those ones. Honestly, it was fucking sucked. And then I was thinking about when I was driving. So I was thinking about me driving down the street we live on, which is like flood prone, because obviously we're like under the sea,
Yeah.
which sums up the whole human race. we are so stupid sometimes. But what makes it even worse is the whole street is lined with cabbage trees.
Yeah.
And the cabbage tree leaves block the gutters, which causes more flooding.
It's a tricky one.
So that is what I think about.
So that's what you're thinking about while you're running?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was running through Preston's, which is like an upmarket subdivision in North Christchurch, I'm thinking about the stupid cabbage tree leaves on Rocking Horse Road in South Shore, flooding my street. That's right, I'm a boomer.
It gets grim out there, obviously, during those
Bro,
long
it's
runs.
so
doesn't it?
grim,
Needs
so
some help.
grim. And then I came to work. Actually, I felt pretty good at work. But, so that was my week running. I ran 100 miles. I was pretty happy with that.
Is that your first time running 100 miles since?
Yeah. This is my first time running 100 miles since Goldie. But I've slowly been like adding sort of like half an hour each week. Like,
Yeah.
and because I did a period of 4 weeks where I did 4 gyms a week just to try and get back on top of my body. And
That was post Goldie. Yeah.
post Goldie, yeah. So I wasn't doing any running doubles. I was running like 140K a week without doubles. I had to throw in a couple of doubles, and tomorrow we're going to run short bays loop, so 41K, which is honestly
Who planned that? You?
me.
Of course you did.
Do you know if those things you can spin on the game shows? And someone was like, "What would you want on your to describe you all the things that describe you, and then you like spun it.
Yeah.
Mine would just be like idiot and sadism. Around and around and around and around, and then you just spin it and you just pick like which
Pick
one.
One or the
Pick
other.
one of them. But we can talk about how that goes next week.
A pretty solid week there.
Oh, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
good week.
It's a good week. You can follow me on Strava if you want to.
Don't think I've ever run a 100-mile week in my life. No, I definitely haven't.
Uh,
I'm not even close.
I-
Not
I-
even remotely close.
110.
the worst
My
thing.
goals.
The worst thing is if I'm training properly, I feel like I've failed if I haven't.
Yeah, but you'll probably feel normal at 100 miles though.
Oh yeah, like well, for me it's more hours. If I run 11 hours, I feel great.
Yeah.
Or 11 to 11 and a half. Whereas if I run 10, I still feel a bit clunky. And if I run 13, I'm knackered. So
Yeah. Body's an amazing thing.
body's a amazing thing. So that's our week in running. That's pretty cool. And I'm obviously running Auckland Marathon.
Yeah, it's not too far away now.
6 weeks.
Yeah, bro.
6 weeks.
6 weeks to go.
Okay. What else we got, Tommy? What are we talking about?
Well, I mean, we've got the king of the run clubs on the couch, so
Ooh.
I figure we may
King
dabble
of
in
the
that.
Run Club. King of the- Oh, we got some exciting news today for Run Club.
Yeah, and there's always exciting news
For our Run Club.
Yeah. But
I'm excited.
Is it what I think of?
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it yet.
Oh, okay.
Spill
But
the
maybe
beans.
by the time this comes out, we will have been allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
I
we
reckon
talk
just-
about it and then risk having to cut it out, or do we just not talk about it?
Mate, I'm the guy that's risking it for the biscuit.
Yeah, go on.
So Run Club that's just been, the Run Club has just been, was awesome. We had Hagley Park, Mac was there. We had 65, little 1 minute
good
on,
turnout.
1 minute off action. And if anyone thinks that they're too slow to come run with us, you're just wrong. Like it's all abilities.
Yeah, and I was there, so don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
In the dark. Nobody bought a head torch.
Oh, no.
After I said bring a head torch.
Yeah.
Maybe we should create a side hustle of renting head torches, and we can station ourselves on the Armour Street Bridge, and then when someone runs across the bridge, we could be
You
like,
need a head torch.
you can use the
You
head
need a head
torch.
torch.
You can have it for an hour for $6.
Why don't you should just run a 25% off special on head torches and then post it into the front runner group and be like, hey,
Yeah.
you need this.
Yeah, true. True. That's way easier.
That works.
It's way easier. Anyway, so that was fun. And then next week we're going to be at Hanson's Park for anyone that wants to join us. Hanson's Park, just south of the car park there where the basketball courts are. We're going to meet there at 6 p.m. But on October the 15th, we're working with New Balance to bring Camille French, who is marathon Olympian. And there's like Rule 40, and I don't know if I'm allowed to call her Olympian, or I can't use the word Olympic. I got to be careful. No,
Yeah.
I can't say. I can say.
You can't use
Out
new,
of
you can't
context.
use New Balance athlete and Olympian
Yeah.
in the same sentence.
Okay, so there was a full stop in there. I paused. To be fair, there's probably an exclamation mark. She's going to come. We're going to have some swag. We're going to have some stuff to give away.
Nice.
She's going to sign some hats.
And they're gonna have a new
Yeah, they're going to have a new shoe, which funny story about the new shoe. And Si, if you listen, because I know you listened to the last one. Si made a boo-boo. He sent it to us early. We sold 3 pair and he put it in his garage. So that's a
They
lol.
are stacked at his house.
Yeah, we
right
shouldn't
now.
have sold it.
Oh, you already sold them?
We sold some of them already.
Yeah.
Because they just turned up and the guys in the shop, like Bailey was like, I don't know if we're supposed to have these.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, they send them. That's how the system works. They send them.
anyway, they're
And
really
then
nice.
you sell them.
Yeah, we sell them. That's like the thing.
They were-
Anyway, so
They were really nice.
yeah. Way better than the ones we have now.
May or may not have
Way
tried
better
them
than
on.
the ones we have now.
I got
Yeah.
lots of pairs of the ones we have now. So.
So we're selling them. We're going to send them to World Vision and get you a new pair.
Oh, my old pair?
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
So you don't have to run them anymore. So Camille French is going to come. She's going to be here in the shop in the afternoon doing like meet and greets, shaking hands, kissing babies, signing hats. Empire Chicken.
Oh.
Empire Chicken, we're looking to get them. We're going to have the truck down here. They're going to make some sort of special New Balance
Nice.
chicken.
New Balance chicken.
We're going to have New Balance branded Almighty lemon sparkling water. We're going to do a bit of Q&A with Camille. And I think with Camille, and I'll say this when she's here in a couple of weeks, like how cool is it that you can have someone with a family?
Yeah, recent family.
Like
as
a
well.
recent family. She's a new mum. Obviously Cam's super supportive. I don't know him personally, but obviously he's super supportive. And she can go to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is so fucking badass.
Yeah.
Not only that, but she ran her Olympic qualifying time after having her kid.
Yeah, that's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's unreal.
She's fucking cool, man.
Mum strength.
Yeah, I, like as a story, and then as a person with a family and a business and stuff, to see someone be able to have a balanced life and still reach their potential that's unreal. But we'll talk about that when she comes. So she's going to be here, and eventually we might go for a run with her.
Nah, I reckon we just like eat chicken and try
Lemonade. Yeah.
We just make some of those. We just get some little vodkas and mix the. What do you call that?
That Tuesday night can be not a run club. Eh?
Not run club.
Yeah.
Well, Sean was hosting that through the winter, not run club. So we'll just take that and. But I'm pumped for that. I think that's going to be unreal. But we'll keep talking about that because I've also got a little idea about a spring grind. Sign up, pick your own goal for the month of October.
Challenges.
Have a closed Facebook group, bit of Strava action, and then see if you can reach your goal. And we'll
Get some deals.
have some swag and stuff. We'll see what we go. But I think that'll be real cool. So I'm pumped for that. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
I think that'd be real cool. What else you got, Tommy?
Shoe of the week.
I hate your shoe of the week. Can we talk about another one?
Well, see, this is why I did it because
If
we wanted to
As in
talk
you
about
hate
this.
the idea of shoe?
No, he hates this shoe.
No, I don't. No. Let me. Before you start, I'll finish.
Rephrase.
I think the shoe is excellent, but it's just boring.
I've got a shoe that would fuck with you if we did this actually.
You know why? You know exactly why I picked this shoe though. Didn't
Why?
you?
Because you want to.
Because me and Bailey were doing the Brooks.
Oh, you were.
Brooks test the other day, and this was the shoe, and I wanted to bring the analogy in. And have you talk about the analogy because it made me think about it, and it was actually kind of made sense to me a little bit, depending on where you run and where you land and all that carry on. But anyway, the shoe is the Brooks Adrenaline GTS 23. Yeah.
And I'll say to Brooks, like, they make very reliable shoes.
Yeah. I think that if you had to sum it up in one word, reliable.
If you wanted a shoe to stand at a barbecue to cook a steak.
No, not the purpose of the shoe, but yeah.
Right. It's either that or a 624. Yeah, it's either that or a 624.
You got to give them credit though; they stick to their guns.
They do.
It's been the same kind of process for the last 5, 6, 7 years.
When did they change their
Guide
20?
rail?
Yeah, when they went to the guide rail, was that 2019?
Yeah, and it works. I mean, it works for a lot of people.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, that whole stability category has been like redefined, which I'm cool with. I think it really opens. What it has done is open the door up to more people to be able to use more stuff. I think that's fair. In the past, there's only been one way of doing something, and I don't think that's good either. I think we should have multiple ways to achieve multiple things, particularly with footwear. But didn't you feel like that Brooks training was like reading like Paw Patrol, like a little kid's colouring in book?
A little bit. It reminded me of the driving test when you sit your driver's license and you just have to go through and answer all these.
I got a
quiz
good story about
questions.
my driving lesson. We should do that one time.
But yeah, I mean, okay. Back to the analogy. They used the guide rails as bowling ball rails, like bowling alley rails, and your foot is the ball rolling down the alley. And essentially, they do encase the heel at the back, but I don't fully understand the bowling ball as such because your pressure.
Well,
it makes sense to an extent.
bowling would be easier if the bowling end was pitched 12 mil higher than the bowling pin end.
You wouldn't have to push it. It'd
Like,
just roll down.
it'd just roll down.
the alley.
Like,
Which is what they try to do in a shoe.
I get it, but your foot's not traveling from the back to the front.
Yeah, it's your pressure.
Like, it's the pressure of your foot loading into stance.
Yeah.
And then it catching the sides. And your foot doesn't actually go from the back to the front.
If you're running,
It kind of goes from lateral.
Is the guide rail like a sidewall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a sidewall.
Okay.
It's a sidewall. And the sidewall is actually quite dense. It's like normally about 20% firmer than the
we
rest
should
of
probably
the
have had the shoe in our hands, shouldn't
You
we?
could, I mean, you could sneak out.
I will be there.
Yeah, Tommy will be back. Macca and I will talk about all the naughty things we want to talk about.
Well,
when
it's funny
Tommy's gone.
because like you guys are talking about this stuff, and I'm like, I don't really know that much about shoes.
He's vascular though, eh?
And
I'm
Tommy?
Yeah, I'm a straight man, but he's vascular.
Yeah, bro.
He's
it's
fit.
all that cycling training.
He's fit.
He's got
He's
got the
fit.
shaved legs and everything. You shave your legs?
100%. Mate, I'll show you my legs.
Yeah.
It makes me feel athletic.
See, I want to, but my wife doesn't like it. She's like,
Oh,
"No."
just come over. I'll shave them for you.
She'll not be stoked. She'll be like, what the fuck?
Do you know though? You haven't. you haven't experienced. I can't believe I'm going to say this. You haven't experienced life until you've got freshly shaved legs.
What was that?
There was the Mark X2.
Oh, yeah, bring that in, Tom.
Bring that in. No, that was busy. Grab the Mark X2. We might as well have that. You haven't experienced life until you've got into a fresh sheeted bed with
shaved
freshly
legs.
shaven.
Yeah, I bet it's amazing.
Like it's pretty good. Tommy's back. Oh, I don't even know. Oh, this is off. Bugger. We can show it. So anyway, the Adrenaline GTS is a shoe made for moderate to mild stability. Excuse me.
Why is it so ugly?
Because sometimes you got to put something ahead of how it looks.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, there's your bowling alley,
So this
Rail,
is
yeah.
the sidewalk. This is this.
which actually sit under your foot as well, partially, but it's a firmer piece of foam. Essentially.
It's like cotton.
Yeah, I mean it's a solid shirt. It works for a lot of people.
Gosh.
But
Shoe
it would be nice. I think they could make it a little better if it was the foam was a little bit softer.
I think Brooks makes some of the nicest shaped shoes,
Yeah.
and the uppers always feel really nice.
Yeah.
But like they obviously put the emphasis into the tech rather than the appearance, which I'm fine with. I think some companies could learn from that.
Could do the opposite.
Yeah,
Yep.
like they could.
Look good, feel good though when you're running.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Okay.
Do you not like? You don't put any aesthetic value into a shoe? I mean, I'm completely different to you guys.
I would
guess,
just
right? You
say
guys are like-
I would say feel good.
Feel good.
If the shoe feels good, then you're gonna
yeah.
feel
Well, there's
good.
also
You know.
that too, yeah.
I feel
Like it's
good.
gonna feel good, obviously.
Yeah, I feel good when I run 64 minutes for a half marathon. If I'm have to run sandals, if that's what's going to make me run that fast, like, I'm wearing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like their shoe of the week. I think it's a great shoe.
It's a staple.
I don't know how much
Been
we
around
can.
for yonks.
I don't know how much we can talk about the 24.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Like what I will say is that the 24 I think is exceptional.
Yeah.
I think what they've done is they've listened to talking heads like us and customers at a retail level to try and get the balance of like new age foams, responsive foams, and give it a moderate stability feel. I think it'll be good. It'll be good. I still don't know why they put the GTS on the glycerin and like they just so sweet, but cool. Yeah, it's cool. I know, I like it.
What's the GTS stand for? Is that
Go
their
to shoe.
Oh.
Go to
See,
shoe,
this
baby.
is what happens. I don't come from a world of selling running
That's
shoes,
us.
so.
That's us. That's cool. No, okay.
So that's this week's shoe of the week.
Shoe of the week, guide rails. I don't think it's a bowling owl. The way I describe it to people is a creepy little goblin walking around the back of you, holding their index and thumbs around the back of your heel, and running around behind you. That's how I. That's how
Imagine this.
that's how I describe it. Like some are like, "Yes, master, it's time to go for a run." Okay,
Yeah,
master.
Dobby is
Dobby's the
holding-
house elf. Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, "Okay, hurry." I legitimately say that in the
That's
shop.
the analogy, yeah.
Yeah,
You will hear him say that.
But what I think else, if we want to go like all the way into talking about it, is the importance of then having the forefoot flexibility.
Yeah.
If you're going to hold someone's heel calcaneus really firm, and then you're going to have that guide rail go through to the midfoot where the arch wants to fall over, it's going to catch that proprioceptively. If the front of the shoe's too stiff, all that hard work done in the back is gone because you're just going to dive off the inside of the big toe because your body will always find the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
And if the resistance is too much to bend the shoe and you're trying to rock you off the front with everything that's happening in the back, I don't think that works. Which I think is the problem we have with the Arahi 7.
Yeah.
I think that's like
It's too stiff.
it's
all
too
over.
it's too stiff all over, and then people you do end up getting quite sore shins or like lateral knee pain. So that's my 2 cents worth on there.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Question time.
Question time? Should we answer some questions?
I can't read those out, so I might have to give them to you.
I printed these out because I'm old and I like to have a piece of paper in my hand.
We had a few people have some curious questions.
There's some curious
Some are a
questions.
little more silly and goofy than others, but
Some silly goofy.
How many of these do we want to get
Thank
through?
you, Logan Rogers.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking. He will definitely listen to this.
Yeah.
And we all know that my feet look
yeah,
butchered.
I wouldn't have that at all.
Butchered
I'm not going to show my
Sasquatch.
feet, but
I'm proud of my feet. Man.
It's hard work. That's hard work right there.
Hard as grind.
It's grind. 200k weeks.
One of them.
One of them.
One of
on
them.
those poor feet.
Do you know how much running that is?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And people do that every week. That's probably why they're faster than me. Okay, Sammy bakes picks. I don't think you bake a pick.
Baked picks. Interesting.
Sorry, Sammy.
Poor Sammy, eh? Sammy's catching shots for no reason.
What's the best, most reliable race shoe to buy online if I won't have the chance to try them on?
Depends on the race.
Oh,
I said it.
Why don't we just go? Why don't we do a 10k half and a full? Would there be different shoes across those categories?
No, I don't think they would. Oh, would they? It's too hard.
Yeah, reliable.
The problem with me answering this question, and probably Tommy answering this question, given who we are and what we do, and how we do things, like as soon as I say it out loud, someone's going to think it's the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm going to have to go to church on Sunday and do the whole like wine and wafer thing.
Alright, so are we going to answer? Or?
I think if you can't try them on, if you've got a pair of training shoes you really like, and you want a lighter weight version of those, shoot for whatever's in that line. I reckon. So if you like the Nimbus 25 or 26 from Essex, have a go at the Magic Speed. Like for me, if you went from a Nimbus to a Puma Deviate, that's quite a different shape. It's a different feel, like all those types of things. So
stick to a brand.
yeah, maybe if you can't get in, like then stick to what. Try and find common denominators, whether that's brand, pitch, foam. Yeah. And then distance also comes into it, but it's hard to know. Like my favourite 10k ratio is probably the Puma or the Essex, the Magic Speed, Meta Speed Edge.
Yeah.
Half marathon. It's a good question. Probably Endorphin Elite.
Yeah.
I think still just.
I would say, yeah, I would probably say the Endorphin Elite's, I guess,
Marathon would be the same.
your most versatile, if that's what they're asking. It's
It's
not really the question, but, you know, you can use it for 5k, 10k, everything, really. It's going to be better over half marathon and 10k, but shape-wise and, like, just having that little bit of extra stability, which some people probably can't get away with in meta speed because it's so narrow-waisted.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
you have to run a certain type of way to
You
get the best out of that
Should
shoe.
be on that midfoot. Yep.
Yeah.
Shoes for first timers, and I'll finish this. Taking on a full marathon or 2 to 3 hour long run comfy shoes from Supersonics. I like that. Sonic was a goat.
Sonic is
I had hair like him once.
great movies, actually.
Mr.
You
Anderson
should
made
bring it back.
Mr. Anderson made me diet. I went to school.
Diet blue.
No, he made me take it
Diet
back.
back.
Yeah,
Was it blue?
it was.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That wouldn't. Why don't you just say like, oh, you know, it's school colours?
The best part of it was I was supposed to talk in assembly like 3 hours later. Sorry, mate.
Jeepers.
Sorry, mate. Then I had to go black because that was the only thing we could get over the blue without like in time.
Yeah.
So I was like
So
jet black hair,
hair.
jet black hair. Anyway, sorry. Shoes for first time is taking on a full marathon or 2 3 hour long runs. Again, like foot function, if we assume, like, should we go one for someone who needs a bit more and one who's neutral?
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Turbo?
Oh, probably you already know what I'm going to say. It's probably the Tempest.
Yeah. Tempest Triumph.
Tempest Triumph. If you're, if you don't need support but feel like you'd like it for a marathon, then it's a great idea. 'Cause
Super Blast.
it's
People
soft.
loving that.
Yeah, Super Blast.
People loving that.
It's
How'd
a
you
bit
go
of
with
a
that,
faster,
Ian, mate?
fun shoe.
I like the Super Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versatile, eh?
Yeah.
I think for someone who's running their first full marathon,
Yeah.
like speed's not necessarily the full objective. It's can I be comfortable for the whole way? It's got nice sidewalls. It's got heaps of cushioning.
It's almost like a gateway to a race shoe as well.
Yep.
You've got some of that FF Turbo Plus or whatever that.
Yep.
I just keep up with Essex's
No, do you feel like
phone.
they sit in the room and then the lawyers are there with them, and they're like, okay, you can't call it that because this is, but if you add a plus,
Then you're good.
then you'll be okay.
You're good. Yeah. I
Literally.
think that's where they're at.
Like I genuinely think that's it. So I think there's some options. I guess that new one from Puma, that Mag Max, if you want like,
Yeah.
big cushioning.
Yeah, that's real high stat and quite stable actually, considering how
So wide.
how tall it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it 47 mil?
46, 38.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole lot of
It's a
cushion.
lot
Okay.
of shoe.
Yeah, it's a lot of shoe.
Aiming from Vitsy, aiming for a sub 1 hour 40, what's your best recommendation to, I think they mean achieve this, from Bitsy?
I feel like that's when was the last time you guys ran a sub 140 half marathon?
Oh, like a
Close to that
139.
time, probably never.
I think this is a Mac question.
It's a Mac question.
Yeah.
Consistent. I would just say consistent training is the main thing.
Yep. And enjoyable, consistent and enjoyable training.
Yeah. I did. That was actually a goal of mine like 2 years ago to run sub 140, and I ran. I did a 10-week block, capping out at like 50 k's. I think that's probably all you need. A couple of maybe one little session during the week, and then a longer run on Saturday, and 2 or 3 other runs scattered in the mix. I think they're probably good.
Yeah, I think it's consistency over a period of time.
Yeah.
Not going all in.
Too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Just like work that volume up slowly.
Good advice. Do some swimming, do some biking.
Keep it fun.
Yeah.
Keep it fun.
Doesn't have to be running.
I think the thing to remember too is people always like, man, you must be a robot. And I'm like, nah, like, it has to be fun.
Yeah.
Like, I had days like Thursday where it was not that fun and you just got to grind through those. But the majority of the time, the stuff I do is like, this is actually kind of fun. Even if it seems big and hard and scary. That's the running too, by the way.
I wasn't going to say it.
I gotta slip that in. Oh, that was dodgy too. Thoughts on options for...
It's not bad, mate.
Please don't take what we say out of
Next
context.
question.
Thoughts on the options for a marathon race shoe available in New Zealand from Crazy Canucas.
Got a lot of shoe questions, eh?
Yeah, well,
What was it?
thoughts on options for marathon shoe availability in New Zealand, or on a marathon shoe available in New Zealand.
Oh, I think we've got a pretty good range.
Oh, we do all of them apart from the Nikes, and we can talk about Nike if you want, but
Yeah.
That's like the only thing that we get, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you go to a Nike retail store.
correct.
I mean, Oscar just travelled. I'm sure Max travelled. I just travelled. And I would say we have a better range than a lot of stores I went into overseas as well. Like, in terms of overall brands.
We're just passionate about it.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
they would have their, like, maybe one or two, like the Alpha Fly or something overseas.
I mean,
but-
the whole ethos of our business was to give brands opportunities
yeah.
to be at the forefront of what we do,
Yeah.
and the customer the opportunity to make their own decisions.
Yeah.
And you can't achieve either of those things if you don't give the brands an opportunity to showcase what they've got, and you can't do that for the customer if you don't believe in that with the brands.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's when we want to work with brands, that's the ethos of it, and whether or not my accountant thinks I'm mental,
Definitely.
but it's fun.
And that's why the Front Runner Colombo is New Zealand's greatest specialty running store.
Cut to ad break.
We can talk about payment after this.
How many kilometres can I get out of a pair of Essex Metaspeed Edge Barris? That's a fair question, man.
Realistically, what are we talking?
I think there's two answers I'm
Yeah.
gonna give. The first one is until the shoe feels like it's not giving you as much as it did out of the box.
Yeah.
For me, that's 180k.
Yeah, I'd say 200. Yeah.
Yeah.
180, 200.
Then I'm happy for it to go to a interval day shoe,
Yeah.
and I will get another one for racing.
And then after that interval period,
About
how long are you
400.
taking it
About
to?
400.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've never run on that shoe.
Yeah, but I'd say that for the majority of
Racing shoes.
racing shoes.
400 is the cap.
Yeah.
Put that at the.
Yep.
That's the limit.
That's from Charles Parker. Thanks, Charles. Charles? Yeah. Thanks. You got some questions? Maybe should we do three more?
Pull up some questions.
Three more questions.
That one's a bit boring. Okay. Any tips for balancing strength training and running?
I think the word there is not balancing, it's using one for the other.
Yeah.
So when you think about your strength training, there's lots of different types of strength training you can do. One of them is obviously I'm trying to build strength, build muscle. The other one is I'm trying to potentiate neuromuscular pathways to perform better. So you could use the potentiation before sessions, which is stuff like plyos, like quick movements to facilitate those neural pathways to move faster. The other one is obviously strength to build strength for strength, but then also remove imbalances in your body. And I would do those before a day where I didn't have something too hard. Or I wouldn't necessarily do those on a day that I've done something hard, for me personally. Tommy, you do quite a bit in the gym. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would do more in the track season.
Yep.
So I guess it depends on what kind of running event you're working towards. Like doing heavy heavy lifting, fast movements is going to help you for the speed aspect of running, but not necessarily for running a marathon. And then, I don't know if they're talking about like the hybrid kind of athlete, because I know that's a big thing now, like doing the whole gym stuff and doing the marathons. People can do it, but you just, I would say you probably want to be careful on how much lifting you do and how much volume you're doing.
I think be
realistic.
Yeah, and be really specific
on your movements.
And when you place it and how much you do.
Yeah, because you don't want to be super fatigued going into a long run or going into a workout, like Oscar was saying, or even just an easy run.
Yep.
If you've overworked a muscle or a tendon or something in the gym and then go out and fatigue it.
Correct.
It's just going to up your risk of injury.
Yep.
I feel like anyone who's running or trying to get better at running should be doing some sort of strength training.
I would think...
I think it's a huge unlock.
100%, and you will get more benefit from going to the gym for 40 minutes than forcing yourself to run half an hour that doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah,
I really believe that.
Yeah.
If you feel like your running's topped out and you're forcing yourself to go and run that extra half an hour and everything hurts, you should be going to the gym.
Do some exercises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to the gym's fun too. It's like a good switch up if you just run.
Especially if you listen to us while you do it.
Yeah, exactly. You do your squats and listen to us.
Yeah.
Talk whatever.
Squat hard.
This one, how do you get rid of stitch when running?
Oh, that's hard, man, because I don't think anyone's proved what stitch is.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is like not eating and drinking too much too soon before you run. Nasal breathing, like don't hyperventilate. And then sometimes it can also be imbalances left to right on your foot gate, which can cause things to get a little tight in there and jiggle around. Technical term, I couldn't think of it, I'm sorry. Yep.
This is a good one,
Yep.
probably more for you guys. Serious question.
Yep.
How do you deal with getting in high Ks per week, full-time job,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just throw in having kids, because I guess you've got
Yep.
2 kids and a wife.
I do.
I guess if it's for you, it's like, how the fuck do you train 25 hours a week?
Yeah. The first part of that is you have to want to.
Yeah.
If we're going to have a serious chat now rather than me goofing around. You have to really want to. The second part of that is you have to have the people in your lives wanting you to.
Yeah.
So there can't be friction. There's always going to be times where I think Katie's, man, I wish he'd come home.
Yeah.
And like that's fair enough. Sometimes I wish I could go home too. But I think like they have to want you to be able to do it as well, like and facilitate that. And then just discipline. And I think what people don't realise is I'm not always motivated.
I was just about to say that.
Like I'm not always motivated.
I don't think motivation comes and goes, but if you're disciplined all the time, then it's easy. Well, not easy, but it's routine.
I just don't give myself a choice.
Yeah. And you're going to get more motivated when you've got a big race coming up. But as soon as that race is done, it's okay, what's next?
Yeah.
You also understand that you're only going to get better by doing the work.
Yeah.
You know?
And like I said, we said earlier, like I enjoy it. I want to, I enjoy it. I create space to do it.
Dedicating the time,
I create space to do it, and I believe that it makes me a better version of me. And so if I do my hour and a half of training a day, when I have to go home, I come to work, like I'm the best version of me at work. I can help customers. I can be a little funny on a podcast, like whatever. I think I'm funny. Yeah. And then when I go home, I'm like my mental health's in a position or a place where I can give everything I need to the house. And if I don't run, man, I suck. I'm an asshole.
I would also say be realistic with that as well.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times I see people, and it can't, like this could be a little off-brand, but when people get up at 3:40 in the morning to get their workout done before work, go to work all day, and then do another workout after work because they feel like they have to get this kind of volume in during the week, I feel like that's more detrimental to your training than anything, because your lack of sleep is not going to help you improve. Like,
you have to have some balance.
Prioritize the sleep. If you have to get up early before work, do it at a reasonable hour. Do it so you can get to work on time, not do it like so you're losing hours of sleep. Because I find people do that, and it's all cool and seeing the motivational side of it up at 3:40 a.m. before everyone else still, but you could do this a little later in the day. You don't have to get up that, or sometimes you do have to get up that early, but Yeah, be like realistic with your time, I think.
I guess one thing we haven't touched on is like recovery too, right? It's like,
Yeah.
it's all well and good. I guess basically doing what you're saying. It's like getting up real early and doing whatever. But
If it means you have to go to bed at 9 to get up early, go to bed at 9. Don't stay up till 11.
That's what people don't see. Like, I'm in bed at 8:45.
Yeah.
but you also, I'm sure you're the same, Tom. You also like stay so on top of your nutrition in terms of what you're eating throughout the day.
Yeah.
So you can like recover for the next session and then go again, right?
Yeah.
It's not all about just training. It's
You should prioritize recovery
100%.
if you want to be
And have people
reach
around
your goals, essentially.
Have people around you to help you do that. I listened to a great podcast with Clayton Young's wife, and
Yeah.
she was like, "That's what I do for him. I make sure he has everything he needs." That's obviously the extreme end being, what did he finish, like 8th or 9th at the Olympics or whatever. But like, he needs that. But like, find people in your life that want to support you, do what you want to do. So you're not compromising. Like, you are compromising, but yeah, cool. All right, well, I mean, great questions. I feel like today was more serious than last week. It might have been.
I feel like you needed to behave because I'm sitting a bit between you both.
I don't know.
We'll just have to run it back and we can be silly on the
No,
next
I
one.
think there was enough silly. I feel pretty excited.
Although, talking of silly, Oscar, we had a silly conversation yesterday, was it?
Well, we have a silly conversation about it. We have a lot of silly
This stemmed from a review on Puma.
Oh,
Now that,
fuck, this is funny.
this is something else.
And just like that, this episode got a little E
There
stamp
we
on
go.
Spotify.
I think it has
Somebody, not naming names, or actually don't even know the
There
names,
isn't
but-
a name. So sometimes I find myself on websites I shouldn't, and you can take that or leave it, you know. But anyway, I was looking at the Puma.com website, and because they've got all their spikes, and you're like, what are all these spikes called, and who even names them? They're so German, and like, and their names. And so I was looking up the spike anyway, and there's this review, and this is like 200 meter spike, and there's this review on there when this person's great spike for 800 meters, but I'm giving it 1 star because it really hurt to run my 5K road race in.
What?
This guy, I don't know who he was, decided to use a track spike that is designed to sprint 100 meters.
Where is this guy from?
400 meters tops. And I don't know if you've ever put a pair of spikes on a concrete floor. It's like ice skating shoes.
I mean, I want to give him a medal just for finishing.
Nah,
Yeah.
Do you reckon he's removed the spikes?
Yeah, oh, wow.
And he's just like,
Now, do we think he was taking the absolute piss, or was he serious?
But I don't know.
Because that could come across as a serious joke. Like, he bought these shoes because they were
I don't know.
so
Would you go to all
fast.
that effort just for a gag?
Yeah.
Like, he's angry. Like,
Yeah.
he's mad
He'd left a review.
that
So.
that his 200 meter spike didn't perform well in a 5K road race.
we could segue into something.
I think I could
What do we
maybe
segue?
make it 400 meters in a pair of spikes on the concrete before my body just.
What are we
fell to
segueing?
pieces.
I'm scared. With
This should be a YouTube video
Yeah.
where it's how far can you run? How far can you run on the road on the spike?
I'm not willing to try this.
To second that, what's the most ridiculous shoe you've seen at a marathon? Like someone run a marathon in
Barefoot.
barefoot.
Not a
I
shoe.
mean, power to them, man.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Power to them. They are not bunkling to brands manipulating your own feelings like the rest of us. You're slow, buy my fast shoe.
Yeah.
You know, that's all marketing is. It's just preying on your own inadequacies. Like,
But yeah, if you can run a marathon barefoot
that's
on
unreal.
concrete.
So kudos to that guy
Yeah.
for killing it. Okay. I think that probably covers it. Run club this week, Hanson's Park, 6 p.m. We are going to do a little hybrid session on the grass, then head over to Rapucky and do some hill sprints. That'll be fun. I'll keep everyone posted about the October 15th with New Balance. Macca's going to be our videographer for that. That's going to be out of the gate.
Oh no, I'm just gonna come eat chicken.
Come here.
No, my lens is gonna be covered with
Chicken.
like
Info.
grease and stuff, you know.
Chicken. What movie is that from? Chicken. I'll think about it.
Chicken dippers.
Yeah. What's it from?
What's it from? LEG.
Yeah.
Where he's like, he's protesting and he's tied up to the thing.
Chicken dippers!
I've never seen this movie before.
We're doing that. We're doing that on the night. I'm going to be interviewing Camille. All serious, like, congratulations on making the Olympics. Your daughter's beautiful. It's amazing that you managed to do all this stuff. And what's your favourite food? It better be chicken! So that's cool. We'll do that. So, Mac, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for
one
having
thing,
me.
one thing I will say is we have our Run Spesh t-shirts here. I'll chuck a link in the bio. There's some funny ass content on them. I am wearing one that says it's rude to count the people you pass out loud. The story behind these is we had a customer drop in a whole bunch of old. They're up there, but yeah, they're in Runner's World magazines. These are all the ads from the 1990s, which there's no way you could put in a magazine now. They are like, eat this power bar and lose 50 kilos. Run up this hill and you'll look like this guy. I don't know why that was my 1990s voice. Like, I'll roll with it. And then, so I've got one here for Macca. Everyone who comes on is going to get one of these. This one says, hell and back. 26.2 miles, so the marathon. So yeah, hell and back, 26.2 miles.
That's beautiful.
And the reason for that is because Macca was there with me when I went to hell and back.
Holy.
He was the first one.
Bro, you look death at the finish line.
I look like those possums up the cab.
Thanks, sir.
No worries, man.
Very kind.
Appreciate you. And it was also your birthday like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm getting old now. I'm getting old now, brother.
When you hit
Still
when
run-
when you
still
hit
run
30,
faster, though.
when you hit 30. Thanks for listening. You boys got anything else?
Not really.
No.
All the best this weekend, Matt.
Yeah,
Run fast.
all the best next week for you, sir. Yeah, you run faster in that. So the funny thing is, Tom's probably going to run like a 10-minute, 30-minute, maybe 20-minute faster half an hour, but
Doesn't matter. We're all out doing. Still 21
that's
We're all
all.
out there doing it.
Cool. Eat your veggies.
And your chicken dippers.